Hello all YouTubers, I'm the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning back into this weather presentation for July 1st, 2020. Before I get on with today's video, however, I would ask that every single one of you please smash that subscribe button and ring the bell notifications. Thank you guys so much for 600 subscribers. Let's get to our next goal of 700 subscribers and to our next long-term goal of the big 1,000. So please smash that subscribe button and ring the bell notifications, as well as watching the whole video. Both of these things really do support my channel, and watching the whole video, it's a win-win. You get the best weather content and I get the watch time, which I really do need for my channel. And please also like and share this video. Thank you. Now let's get on with today's video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the heat wave. It's going to be coming, our next big heat wave. But I wanted to center in the region of more the upper Midwest or like the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region for today to really show you where the heat is going to be on. All right, the heat is on across much of the north part of the United States. I mean, and even through the southeast as well. We got the Great Lakes included. We got the Ohio Valley, even parts of the northeast are included as well. All right, so this is for right now. Obviously, this isn't when the major heat wave is going to be, but as you can see, through parts of Minnesota, through Wisconsin, we're still 5 to 12 degrees above average as of now, and specifically Chicago is actually 10 or 11 degrees above average because, it's a bigger city. Sometimes that's what happens. And you can see, you can almost kind of tell where the bigger cities are. They have like a more of a heat bubble. Like you can see Minneapolis has a little bubble there at 12 degrees above average. Chicago is 10 degrees above. Even Detroit has its own little bubble there of 6 degrees above average. So does Indianapolis, and you guys get the point. All right, so that's how you can pinpoint where the cities are. They almost have their little own bubble. All right, but as we head, through time, you're going to notice that temperature anomalies are going to be potentially up past 10, 12 degrees here. I mean, and once you take a look at the UP, because the UP, we could be like 25 to 28 degrees above average. And these little waves just keep coming through, dark red, that move in across like northeast Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, into the UP Michigan, northern Michigan, the northern lower part of Michigan. All right. So, I mean, you can see even as we head through the weekend, we're still well above average. All right, here's your big city, blips right here. All right, but still, I mean, we're still 5 to 10 degrees above average. And again, if you watch my July 2020 forecast video, linked in the top right corner of your screen, I did say that it doesn't take, that much to have, like, even if our temperature is only 5, 8 degrees above average, like, oh, that's not too bad. But keep in mind, our temperatures are supposed to be very warm this time of year. So it doesn't take, too much, temperature anomalies to really make a difference here, if that makes sense. And even as we head through Monday, here's Monday morning. All right, we're still well above average, and it lasts for a while. All right, I'm only going to go out about 6 or 7 days or so, but here's July 7th. All right, this is Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're still 5 to 10 degrees above average. And those bigger cities could even be about 14 degrees above average, and even in those bigger cities. All right, so we're going to go out about a week here, and maybe finally some relief. After, 7 or 8 full days here, we might have a little relief coming in behind a front. But other than that, this heat might last for 7 to 9 days, depending on where you are. If you live in Ohio, it might last 9 days. It might only last about 6 or 7 if you live in Minnesota. The farther east you are, obviously, the longer the cold front takes to get here. But still, we're going to be very warm for a long period of time. And this is the GFS model, by the way. We're going to be going over the GEM model as well as the European model. Look at the dew point, because we know when the air is muggy, boy, does it make a difference in how it feels outside. All right. Luckily, for the next 2 days he's shown here, our dew points aren't horrible. I mean, they're in the 60s, which is still muggy, but what's the oppressive humidity is that lavender shade that you see right there in the bottom left. All right, and luckily we won't be seeing too much of that. That'll be pertain, more towards the south. But take a look at this real quick. It sparks up here. This is about Friday, July 3rd at 8 p.m. And you can see the lavenders are overtaking the entire region that I have zoomed in here. All right, for much of the Ohio Valley, north central, dew points anywhere from 70 to even 70, even towards northeast Oklahoma, maybe closer to 78 here. And this is dew point. So obviously when you're above 70, that's some very, very muggy air. Then it just drops, just fades away, and then it comes right back again. Take a look. This is July 4th at 8 p.m. And if you look towards South Dakota here, I saw, yes, 179. There's a 79 degree dew points. This region's been getting very muggy lately. I mean, I talk about the dew points a lot in my heat wave videos. All right, but I mean, you can just see that. I mean, 70 degree plus dew points are just overtaking the region here. It's pretty much going to be repeating itself until we can get that cold front to come through. And here it comes right here. That green, you might be thinking, well, green is also muggy. No, it's not. Once you get out of that teal and you get into that green color, that's where the dew points start to drop into the 50s, and it feels really nice. 50 degree dew points feels so nice here. Not too dry, not too muggy. All right, so, but that won't happen again for another 7 or 9 days. Now, the dew point, like obviously the temperature, the dew point doesn't affect the temperature. The dew point more so affects like how your body reacts to the heat. Obviously, let's say we have an 80 degree day and the dew point's about, 55 degrees. That is perfect. All right, it's a perfect summer day there. But if you have an 80 degree day, it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and your dew point is 74, it's going to feel a lot worse. It's going to feel like 90 degrees, even if 90 degrees plus the heat index values, even if you're in the shade. All right, and it just feels very uncomfortable. And take a look at some of the temperatures here. All right, we do have some temperatures in the 70s and even some mid 80s to start out, even 90 for Minneapolis. All right, because again, there's metropolitan areas. If you look at Chicago, it's going to be 86. Detroit is going to be 88. All right, you can see by those bigger cities, little blips there. But if we look up to the south, and we look at northeastern Oklahoma, 95 degrees, and these are the actual temperatures taken in the shade, by the way. All right, so it could potentially get a lot worse. All right, I mean, look at this. Central South Dakota, southern South Dakota here could even be 96 degrees by Sunday, July 5th at 8 p.m. All right, so some very serious heat that we're gonna be dealing with here again. For it's gonna take way too long. It's gonna be lasting way too long. But again, once that cold front comes through, it's gonna feel a lot nicer. All right, but like I said, that won't happen until about July 8th or July 10th, depending on where you live. And we take a look at the heat index values because we know that, as I showed you with the dew point map earlier, the dew points really do affect your heat index, and there you go. All right, take a look. Look at this widespread region of 100 degree heat index values, and I like looking at the heat index because that's what this is what your body is going to feel. We're talking about 108 degree temperatures for southeastern Kansas and northeastern Oklahoma. 108 degrees Fahrenheit for your heat index, but even outside of that, heat index values will be well into the upper 80s and 90s still. All right, and we're just getting started here. All right, if we take a look at here, Saturday, July 4th at 8 p.m., you can see, even look at eastern South Dakota, 105 degrees for our heat index values. This heat's going to be very excessive. Again, don't leave your child locked in your car because sadly that's how we do get, sometimes even dozens of children do die because of this every year during the summer. All right, or anytime it gets hot. Sometimes it gets hot during the fall too. I mean, anytime it gets hot during the year, sadly dozens of children do die sometimes. You just got to remember to look before you lock. All right, so for western Iowa, look at this. By 8 p.m. on July 7th, we're going to be feeling like 106 degrees Fahrenheit. So some very serious heat. All right, we're going to be looking at the same maps, except this time this is the Canadian model because it's always nice to get another take on it. And you can see, let's just go real quick to 2 a.m. on July 4th, and as you can see, 5, 10, 15 degrees above average for much of the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, North Central here. And we take a look at the dew points again because the dew point does impact how muggy or how it's going to feel outside. 79 degree dew points yet again for northeastern Kansas, northwest Missouri. Dew points will be near 80 degrees. All right, 80 degrees. I mean, we know 70 is excessive, but 80 degrees is just too much. I mean, you might occasionally rarely see it for parts of the southeast, like along the Gulf Coast, but not this far north. I mean, it doesn't happen all that much. And dew points, even through the next 5, 7, 8 days, will be well into the 70s, and it's going to feel really uncomfortable out there. In terms of the temperatures for the Canadian model, the actual temperatures, not the heat index values, we'll get to that next. You look at central eastern Kansas, 100 degrees for the actual temperature. Much of Michigan in the mid-90s here, even some upper 90s. I'm sure if you're in Detroit, get a little heat bubble there in the city. All right, but if you look at, here we are, 2 p.m. on July 3rd, even some areas 90, 99 I saw right there. Near 100 degrees in Detroit. All right, much of western Michigan, Chicago in the mid to upper 90s here. So, all right, you got to remember to stay in the shade if you do go outside, but I really recommend that you don't go outside unless you really really need to. I definitely want to stay home, crank up that AC, because obviously no one wants to suffer from heat exhaustion. We know that those younger children, the elderly, are the highest risk for heat exhaustion. But look at the heat index values. 110 degrees is what it's going to feel like out there for eastern Kansas, for western Missouri. All right, we're talking about triple ones here for some spotty locations. 111 degrees in terms of our heat index values. All right, I mean, I've never seen anything like this for this region. All right, right here, there it is, eastern Kansas, right near Kansas City almost. 111 degrees for our heat index values. Very, very deadly heat. This is like what you would see in the desert in California or Arizona. That's the kind of heat we're seeing here. All right, so even as we head, July 3rd at 8 p.m., even northeastern Oklahoma is still 107 degrees for our heat index values. That's what it's going to feel like to the human skin. Finally, if you look at the European model here, just go through the European model maps real quick. And all right, so let's look at the European model real quick, and then we'll get into what the Climate Prediction Center actually thinks. So actually, surprisingly, with the European model, I mean, they seem to actually have some 14 degrees below average, but that's just for right now. This will change. All right, but for Missouri, so enjoy the chill while it lasts here, because you could look at the heat building through Michigan back towards Wisconsin here. The heat is going to be on. Heat is on here. We're talking about 10, 15 degrees above average for north central Wisconsin, northern Minnesota, eastern North Dakota, northeastern South Dakota as well. All right, 15, even 17 degrees above average. Look at this, 35 degrees above average, July 4th at 2 p.m. Think about that, 35 degrees above average for the UP of Michigan. You know what? Before we take a look at the dew points, I want to take a look at the actual temperature for that same exact time here. All right, here's the UP. All right, we looked at I think it was 78, right? 35 degrees above average. Your temperature, if we go to 78 hours, is going to be 90 degrees. So that just gives you an idea. The UP is usually about 65 degrees, and we're going to be at 90. It's going to feel so, ghastly hot out there. The whole entire map here, with the exception of over the water, obviously, but every single land spot on here has a temperature of 85 degrees plus. Actually, majority is actually 90s. 90 degrees plus, and this is just the actual temperatures, mind you. All right, once we factor in this, the dew point is going to feel a lot worse. Let's take a look at the dew point now, and then we can take a look at our heat index values. Look at this, northern central Missouri, 82 degree dew points. Okay, that has to be a record. All right, if I do have time, I actually do want to look up later actually what the record dew point is, because that is very interesting. I'm pretty sure the record dew point's about mid 80s, but that only happens. I think that happened in the southeast, but I have to check again. But 82 degrees, oh, that is unbearable. It's almost unsurvivable. All right, but even outside of that, lavender colors here, we're talking about 70 degree dew points, and this is why I give you the latest heat wave forecast here, because you can see it can have deadly effects. That's just unbearable. I don't even know how you can be outside in that kind of heat and humidity that we're going to be having here. All right. If you look at the heat index values for the European model and what time, I just want to go back. What time did it show those 80 degree dew points for Missouri? I believe it was right here, right? Yes, right here. All right, so that was 36 hours from now. This is July 2nd at 8 p.m. Just to be curious, I do want to see what the temperature, what the heat index is. And look at this, right where that 82, this is why that dew point made a difference. This is the exact same spot I'm hovering over now, north central Missouri. The same spot that has the 82 degree dew point has a heat index of 104 degrees Fahrenheit. But just outside of it, where the dew points are in the 70s, our heat index values are near 90. So that dew point makes such a difference. It jacked up our heat index values by 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Just because our dew points were 80 degrees. So very, very serious heat. That's what you need to take out of this video. All right. And we might feel 80 degrees towards the morning. In the afternoon, we go back to hundreds again until a week later where we finally start to see that front coming through. Again, 6 to 10 day temperature outlooks. Here's the region I was focusing on today. Well above average temperatures. And even through July 14th, overall, we could still be seeing some very serious heat for the even the northeast, north central, down to the southern plains. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I am the Weather Dude, signing off. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next video.